Hey folks, Reloading Bench back with something what I would say is completely different from what I would normally do. This is more of a DIY, do-it-yourself kind of remodel, and I started on this longer than I'd like to admit, longer ago than I'd like to admit in terms of a small remodel, bathroom remodel, and I decided I was going to frame what is basically just a plain mirror that's held up by 4 little screws and inserts, and thought I would put a wooden base and then some comparable wood sides with some decorative pieces adorning and joining them together, adorning them, whatever you want to call that. And so the technique that I had been playing with is kind of taking any piece of wood, putting a primer coat on it, as you can see here, then applying a base color coat. This is a strip that will go across a medicine cabinet mirror to kind of dress it up on the edge. And after the base coat dries, I apply, and what I've been using is a couple different brushes for my primer and my base coat, an old brush I've got, and then that's just kills latex. But then for glazing and how I'm experimenting with coats and types of glazing techniques, I use one of these made in China pure bristle, I think they're called chip, C-H-I-P, chip brush, or chit, C-H-I-T, not quite sure. But I want something that is not as smooth and standard as this to give me this effect. So after the base coat is applied, this is with 2 coats, obviously the second coat here, first coat here, and naturally I'm trying to achieve something similar to the cabinets in the bathroom that is closer to this than it is to this, a little bit in between, but it is what it is. Comes out pretty cool for something that's completely homemade. Run down to the hardware store, pick up some wood, and make a big difference on how an area can look. So what I thought I would do is try to capture this real time. I'll set up for it in a few minutes here and show you how I'm achieving this faux stain with General Finishes Van Dyke Brown. Love this stuff. I've done a few projects with it. Made a front door look wood grainish, as well as a TV enclosure that I needed to match some stains, and I was able to do that with this. So we'll see what happens. So sorry for the janky backdrops here, but what I found happening is when you deal with this glaze, especially with this type of brush, stuff goes everywhere, even with the slightest flick. So that's the gloves, and I'll wash that off later. But so I get it on the brush. You don't need a lot. Again, I'm probably going to go with 1 coat. The challenge, see, already a little flick from stuff. The challenge I'm going to have with this is going to be the sides, because they soak up a lot more. So I'll start by doing that. Hopefully I'm staying. It's a little hard to do this and remain in the frame. Okay, so there is the edges. So what I'm attempting to do is get it on here just to get it on here, if that makes sense. And sorry if I'm going to go out of frame here for a minute while I do the bottom portion. Right now what I'm trying to do is the side, and I have no idea which side I'm going to prefer face out, so that's why I'm kind of paying attention to both of them. And the whole point here is to try and get a bit of a streak so that the base coat kind of bleeds through without looking too blotchy. Sides are always a little tougher because you don't have a lot to work with. All right, so there you go. And you're going to say, wow, that looks pretty terrible. So now here comes the magic. And sorry for the gloves too, but I don't feel like wearing this all night. So I'm going to take this and just kind of pretend I'm making wood. And the trick here is it'll start to grab the wood as it dries, as it sets. And I kind of like, if it wasn't for this area right there, I would say that was a good good pull. And the beauty is you can just go back and tap at it and redo it. And because it's a cheap brush, it gives me the less than perfect type of brush stroke, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something random, not so natural. And I've got so much stuff in the way that so I'm not liking how this end is coming out, but this end came out great. So maybe this will be my top. And this will be the bottom. Don't know. But nothing ever works right when it's on film the first time, so. All right, there you go. I think I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. I'm reasonably satisfied with that look for what this is going to be. And I'll get rid of that accumulation up there. All right, that's it for now.